Hi, my name is Rebecca Martyr. I am the creator of iChooseInc.com. I am a mentor, I'm a writer, I'm an artist, and comedian. First, I want to introduce my dogs. So, this is Rosie. I adopted her when she was 2, and now she's 7. She's a little tripod. This is her. Her back leg is missing, and she got hit by a car when before I adopted her, and she has part of her tail had to get amputated as well, and so it's this cute like little stub that like wiggles really fast when she's excited. It's like, no. And then this is Alex. He is a toy Eskimo. I adopted him when he was 11, so I adopted him as a senior, and now he'll be 15 in May. So he's, oh my God. I love my babies. Well, and it's funny, Paris Hilton, she like actually has dogs that have like, they're different breeds, but like one is like a little white pom and the other one's like a black and brown little chihuahua. And it's like the similar aesthetic. I appreciate it. So yeah, they are like best friends. They like cuddle, and it's really great. It makes me very happy. And yeah, this is my first video. I don't, I haven't done TikToks. I don't really do Instagram. I don't do like Facebook stories or YouTube. First topic I wanted to talk about is really my inspiration and why I'm even doing all of this. Like no one assigned this to me. They weren't like, oh, make this website. Like, it's like, no, like this was all just like my idea and what and I've had a lot of collaboration and input, like, and I take feedback and everything, but it's like, why am I trying to do this project in the first place? And there's this Apple commercial, like an old Apple commercial, and it said that the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. And I really feel that in my chest. Like I get hit, like, and I just feel like almost like a pressure, but also like a lifting feeling of like, yes, I'm that crazy person who's like, yeah, like I can change the world. I can do it. Yeah. Like, why not? Let's go for it. Like, we just have to go for it. And in 6th grade, I did a research project on this nonprofit organization called Save the Children, and it's to help against like child labor and to like save children from like working conditions, and basically the person who started it, he started it when he was 12, and I was 12 when I read about that, and it was just like, wow, like this person made this amazing thing, and it didn't matter how old they were. They could just go do that. And that really carried with me. And in the speech that I wrote, and and I was so nervous, like I always shake, like I would hold note cards, to like know what all I wanted to say, but I was just like, because I was so nervous. And I think, and I'm still nervous, but yeah, at least I'm getting a little more comfortable. But anyway, I was giving this speech, and I remember that I had used a quote, if we all lit one little candle, what a bright world it would be. And I still love that. I heard that when I was 12, and I remember it about like the Save the Children. And it's this idea that, sure, maybe it takes a few like extra crazy people that want to like have a certain thing going or a certain project. But at the same time, it really is just like all of us just if we just light that candle, like if we all just do a little bit, then it just creates this really big effect. And I remember one time a couple years ago, I was in the shower and I was getting really stressed, and I was thinking about global warming and how we're just kind of doomed, and just there's just so much apathy going around with like millennials, that they don't like, people just don't, we don't know how to help, like there's so many big problems. So it's like, where do you start? What do you even really do? Like, how do you help people? And then how do you help people when you're someone who's struggling, or you don't feel like you could even really help people? Like, what can I do? And then I thought about this adventure book that I gave my niece, and it was about like how to have an adventure, which is a really interesting concept. Like, no one even really, it was actually, it's just like, it was on Oprah's Favorites, love Oprah, and it was like the like all Black authors or black people for like her favorite things that one year. And it's this collection of like kind of how-to books for kids, or like it's like a kid's book about racism, a kid's book about money, and like it's very informative. So yeah, look that one up, side note. So I picked out this book, I wrote a kid's book about adventure, and concepts in it was that it's important to plan for what could go wrong, because that's how you get prepared. And that's because, things can and will go wrong. And so it's the prepared people that have that foresight. Like, that's a really important thing. And you also want to think about what could go right. And that was interesting. It's like, because that's a different mindset. It's like, instead of just constantly planning for what could go wrong, it's like, wait, like, let's really stop and think about what could go right. And so that got me dreaming. And I was thinking about how I really wanted millennials to be able to connect with Gen Z. But yeah, I want, I feel like there's so many millennial people my age that, like, maybe they're struggling a bit, or maybe they're depressed or whatever, or, they're not making enough money and they're frustrated and all this stuff, and they feel overwhelmed and busy. But then at the same time, they feel like they're not part of something bigger than themselves, and they aren't necessarily having kids, or they don't want kids anytime soon, but then they're just kind of missing something. And at the same time, I see Gen Z that they have so much depression, so much anxiety, like so much self-harm and suicide. And it's like, hey, millennials, like, we're stuff, and it's it's similar enough, then it's like, we can just help them, and they'll get through it. And then what I see for everyone is like, if we can all just get through it and then have those connections, then we can have a real voice and make change and do things like, address global warming and like economic values. I'm part of a economic justice committee, but yeah, it's that connection. And so I'm really excited that with this mentorship program that I'm planning this upcoming year, that this is a really big start.